Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of McMillan Morrow. I'm Dr. Sean McMillan. This is my co-host, Rich Morrow.
What up?
And we're back. Back for more. Thank you for tuning in. And as is our custom, we're all over the place, moving around the world to find the interesting and sometimes the not so much, but all of it in service to you. Thank you for tuning in. So sit down, get comfortable, and enjoy the ride, because it's going to be that and exactly that.
Ain't it always?
Yeah. What's up?
We're going to start off with our videos today. I'm doing good,
okay,
though. I'm doing good, though.
For our technology. See?
Yeah, we're going to utilize this budget.
We're 21st century. Headphones. Video.
Hop on the video.
Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to slap your girlfriend with no consequences. Like, she's not going to touch you, she's not going to do anything, she's just going to sit there and take the pain.
Who you going to be slapping?
Basically, the first thing you're going to do, man, you're going to crack your knuckles, man.
Okay.
You got to make sure your knuckles is
Okay,
firm
who
and
you
your
going to be
wrists are
cracking
good
your
to
knuckles
rotate.
for? Who you cracking your knuckles for? Show me something.
I'm going to show you.
Okay.
So basically my tutorial, y'all. So what you're gonna do is make sure you rotate your wrist.
Yeah,
You know your wrist might actually get stiff a little bit.
I want to see this myself, so let me tune in.
So you never want to slap like this. You want to slap with these two together and these two together.
Show
you want
me
to put
something.
them together.
Oh, I want you to show me something.
Slap, make sure you have like this part like kind of like curved.
Yep.
So she can feel the bones in between your fingers. If
Yeah,
y'all get what I'm saying.
Yep. I just want you to keep going, because I just want to see how far you gonna actually go. I want to see if you really gonna slap me. If you really truly gonna slap me.
You're messing up my tutorial.
Let's go.
You're messing up my tutorial.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go.
All right, back before I really interrupted, because I was just gonna do it and just get it over with. You're gonna put all your force into it. You're gonna cop back like this, and you're just gonna.
Look, protect Tyler at all costs.
Okay.
We got to put a seatbelt on Doc's chair for some videos like that, so that you don't get up and tackle Tyler. What you think?
Oh, God.
I would have rather seen him slap her, honestly, because she would have killed him.
There's another video?
Yeah. I hope so.
How about we just go to that? Not the stage slapping video. Okay.
Oh. Not the earpod. I would be pissed.
That's not cool.
Not the glizzy.
Morning, mate. That was nice. What are you doing?
Oh, nah. Yeah, nah, this is stupid.
You just coming to that conclusion?
Nah.
No!
People got way too much time on their hands.
Okay, why are we still playing this? Like, really? You don't know when to cut the video? Like, you don't know when this is just gone into absurdity and ridiculousness and has no value at all. And if you don't press pause on this video, I swear before the living Jesus, I'm about to lose. Like,
I'm laughing at you, not the video.
Don't play another video.
No, we need one more now.
No.
They gotta redeem themselves.
No.
Let's do one
Listen,
more.
do you hear the serious tone of my voice? Do not play another video. Now, you read something or something, but we're not playing no more videos. Dr. Sean had enough.
My stomach hurts.
Dr. Sean's had enough now, okay?
So, you don't have no thoughts on
Listen,
the vacuum? Suck it up.
read something on the iPad. Because Dr. Sean had enough. No, I can't do no more videos.
Oh, man. Doc, welcome back, man. Let's go. You ready for the dictionary segment?
I'm ready for the show to begin.
No, the show has begun.
The show has not begun. We watch We watching idiots suck up things in a whatever the hell that was.
Vacuum cleaner.
And then we watched a fake slap video.
Yeah, she.
Like, come on. What are we
They
doing?
didn't sell it. That's TikTok though.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? You're like, I'm not even answering a comment.
No.
So, all right, we're gonna have some fun then to start this out today. We're gonna dive into our Urban Dictionary segment as soon as I can figure out where it went.
No, I threw an article up there.
He threw an
We'll
article
do
in
that
there.
after.
Oh, I was confused.
'Cause I
I was
thought
like,
the
that
video
did not
section-
look like that before.
I just changed it.
You got on shorts again.
Producers. I do have shorts on again, man. It's hot in LA right now. We've been waiting for
is.
this. I need these shorts. So our first story, we're gonna go to Mexico. You know, Mexico usually have some good stuff for us.
I did listen. I don't know today. Okay.
We got Doc on the edge today, y'all, but we gonna get through this.
I have
Don't
not
you
been.
worry.
I have not been pleased.
Well, let's see. I don't know what we got here, so we gonna both be in for this together. You ready?
Go ahead.
According to CBS, 15 students in Mexico are being treated after taking part in an internet tranquilizer challenge to see who can stay awake the longest. These kids, they're taking tranquilizers to try to see who can stay awake the longest. And there was 15 of them. And it says they're being treated. So I imagine, obviously, there was some health concerns that ended up happening. What's the longest you've ever stayed up at one time?
Maybe 24 hours.
That's it?
Yeah.
24?
Yeah, I don't do more than that. No, I go to sleep.
But you went to Harvard, so I imagine in college you probably were pulling all-nighters for studying
No,
sometimes
no,
or
no.
nothing. No, you
No.
studied on time.
I did my work.
Man.
I didn't need to pull an all-nighter.
Must be nice.
I go to sleep.
So apparently the challenge was these groups were taking tranquilizers, the groups of kids, and they were seeing who honestly could just stay up the longest. And it came just days after they said a national alert about, the craze was going around. And it was the fourth school in Mexico to suffer this incident. So this is probably TikTok.
Yeah, it's like the idiots licking toilets.
Yeah. Wait, what?
That was a TikTok challenge, licking toilets.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not too long ago, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so now they're trying to stay up indefinitely until they die?
Basically.
Okay.
It said the health department warned about the social media challenge.
Shout out to TikTok generation.
Said the last one to fall asleep wins, calling it dangerous and urging parents to warn
Wins
their
what?
children of
Like,
it.
what do you win for
Like, what are
staying
you
up?
going to win? Like, all of y'all are broke 15, they're in grade school.
Okay.
So, yeah, they got to be, less than 17, 18, I would imagine. But I know that once you start getting to a certain point of tired, you start hallucinating and all kind of stuff. Like, I done almost had that start happening where your body gets so tired that it don't even want to go to sleep because it almost feels like it's already sleeping and your brain is just
What
not
was wrong
firing.
with you? Why were you
I
up?
was up for too long, man.
How long were you up?
I think it was like 36 hours or something like that.
Why? Problems?
Been a couple times, yeah. It's happened a couple times.
There it is. There it is.
I was like, man,
See,
you just took me back.
If this was another show I had,
Yeah, we'd be talking.
I'd be doing some work with you right
Yeah,
now.
you'd be able
Yeah,
to.
but it's not. So
Yeah, but it was like, it
This
wasn't
is
by
low.
choice. It was almost like, damn, like I done been up this long and sometimes it's been traveling too, like going through time zones. And like if I couldn't sleep on the plane and then I arrive in like another country and then you got your whole day ahead of you, man, I've had times where I've really felt like I was about to just pass out just anywhere. So I can't even imagine. But a tranquilizer, they tripping. You know what I know
But
what
a
you're talking
tranquilizer puts you to sleep, right?
about. I thought so, but I guess,
So they're trying to resist it.
yeah, they're trying to resist the tranquilizer to stay awake. That's
No.
like when you get put under. You remember? You've gotten surgery before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So when they
my
put you
finger's
under,
breaking.
did the doctor start counting down from like
When I
would
was
tell you to count down?
Yeah, I've been under anesthesia twice. Mm-hmm. So when I was a kid, I had something. I don't remember what the hell it was. Mm-hmm. So, they did 10, 9, and then by the time you got to 8,
He was done.
I was
Ain't
in
it
another
crazy
place.
how quick it worked though?
yeah. But
I
then,
always try to fight it
but
whenever.
then when I was an adult, I had to have my gallbladder removed.
I remember.
And so she said, this is going to burn. She put it in the IV. She said, this is going to burn, but right after,
It's over with.
it's over. So I felt the start of the burn,
And it was
and that was it. But
just know.
I actually I had a fear of anesthesia.
Really?
Yeah, I was kind of afraid, like, whoa.
I used to be scared.
What if I don't wake up? You know?
For real, though.
But, you know, I figured I had to do it.
Yeah.
So
I've had a fear of just passing out because I had never fainted or passed out before, and I would see, and hear stories of people that have had that happen. And it happened to me when I messed up my back like 6 years ago. I passed out from the pain. I didn't know what that felt like.
passed out from the pain.
Trying to take an X-ray at the chiropractor's office. She had me stand behind the thing, and my back was spasming so hard that when she went around to push the button, my immediate instinct was I gotta lay down. So I start trying to walk out of the room into where they had the little bed thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't even make it there. I woke up and I was on the floor, and
Are you
I was
serious?
looking at her like,
What just
the
happened?
hell just happened? And she looking at me, super concerned. Are you okay? And I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Shouldn't she be running tests?
She was literally,
She left the diagnosis to you?
she was just making sure. And we talked about this after because I was curious of what happened, actually, because I had never passed out. And she told me, what had happened. She said you fainted. The pain probably, was too much. And I was just laying on the floor. She said she was more concerned about whether she needed to just call 911 right away or not. So she was asking if I was okay enough to.
Isn't she a
have her
doctor?
not call. She's a chiropractor.
Okay.
So, I was, first time I met her too. Very first time I met her. So I laid there and I looked at her and I came to terms with the fact that I had passed out. And I said a prayer and I was okay. But yeah, the pain was so bad that I couldn't even stop it. I just remember seeing dots, and before I know it, I woke up.
Okay.
Yeah, but back on this incident, I mean, taking tranquilizers to try to force yourself awake, that ain't something that it sounds like anybody should ever be doing. So
No, it sounds really stupid.
it's extremely stupid.
And let us all thank Tyler
What do you feel
for this moment.
on a social media tip from, your perspective? Obviously somebody who would never do nothing like this or indulge in nothing like this. I wouldn't either. But what does it say about the kids nowadays that are willing to put their life like that, in
But
danger?
let me push back a little
Because of
bit.
social
I've
media.
done plenty of stupid things.
For sure.
Like I'm liable to do one in the next 15 minutes.
If you have another story
Yeah,
like
so
that.
I mean, so don't take my whatever you want to call my responses to mean that I am beyond stupidity.
Yeah,
I am very much on the stupid bus
we're all human.
with the rest of us. What was your question?
What do you think social media is doing to these kids? Because I don't think back in the day.
Well, it's given a platform for it.
Yeah, that's all it is. Huh?
And you can be popular because you stayed awake after taking a I don't know. I just
It's so dumb. It's below your intelligence level.
said, no. See, I mean, yes, but just to be honest, yes. But that's not my problem with it.
Yeah.
My problem with it is, and this is why I sort of react the way I do, like to the videos. We have so many other things
going
on in the world, and you want to stay up from taking tranquilizers and watch videos of people sucking things and vacuum cleaning. I mean, what are you doing? We have real problems.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court just got rid of affirmative action.
Yeah.
They just said that it's okay to discriminate against gay people in making websites. Women don't have the right to make choices with their bodies. Mm-hmm. There's a lot
That's way
going
more
on in the
important.
world.
Yeah. I agree.
No one does Nosey better than me. Photos. We found 378 photos.
He good what he do, because I don't know how he found that.
These are years of snooping, okay? I know you nosy too. Head over to Nosey where you can watch full episodes of The Karamo Show and be nosy with me.
So I have a question then. Do you feel like if social media was around when you were younger, that these same things would have started happening sooner?
I don't know, but that was a good save by Noah. He just caught that laptop.
I see that.
before.
I was wondering what he was doing.
Really good.
How did that happen?
Look, I think if my generation had social media, we would have been just as dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have been. And if the baby boomers would have had it,
They would've
their asses
been.
would have been just as dumb too.
Maybe even worse.
No, I mean, no generation is immune from being stupid. It's just that I think that the extent to which Generation Gen Z
Has taken-
is willing to go is astounding.
It's astounding.
It's
Every day we hear something new.
It's
that's
astounding. Licking toilets, taking tranquilizers. You know, there was a girl hitting golf balls into the Grand Canyon.
That sounds cool though.
See, this is the problem, people. And the Grand Canyon had to release the park authorities had to release a thing saying you could kill animals or people walking, hiking.
Oh.
Stop hitting golf balls into the Grand Canyon.
It wasn't like a deserted. It was like probably a tourist area. It sounds like.
Well, technically, as if there is such a thing in the Grand Canyon. I'm sure there's an animal somewhere. I mean, so this is Exhibit A, people. Okay, so every generation has its own like cabal of stupidity going on, but I don't know if cabal is the right word. But you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Humanity is always pushing the limits of what
we just didn't have. Yes, we just didn't get rewarded for it. That's the difference.
That's the difference.
So
You're
baby
right.
boomers, Gen X, I'm Gen X. We didn't get rewarded for it. People looked at us like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Now you get rewarded for it. That's how you
Yeah.
get your clout.
And
That's
I think it started with shows like Jackass. You remember Jackass back in the day?
I do. I never watched it.
So
But I
that
remember
whole
it.
show was basically what all of that stuff we seeing on social media now is solidifying into, because it was a show pretty much of a group of friends just going out and doing the dumbest stuff they possibly could think of every day. And now that audience are the producers. You know what I mean? The audience that loved watching that stuff, they're the ones producing social media content now. They're the ones that would watch that show now and be super excited about the fact that they saw somebody get, you know, hit with a 90-mile-per-hour fastball in the butt. You know what I mean? And it's mind-blowing to me how far, like you said, we're starting to see different generations push the stupidity of humanity. Even coming as a millennial myself, I know, you know, I've had my moments. I know my generation too. But I just wish there was something that I could see slowing this train down or potentially stopping
You know,
it.
Tyler and I were talking about this last night. We smoked a cigar last night when he came in town. And I said, and I'd be interested in knowing what you guys think about that. And that's, I think in about 10 years, we're going to be over social media.
I'm wondering.
No, I'm not saying done with it. I'm just saying it won't be as
Main
everything
center
exciting
of the topic is
as it is now. I think at a certain point we're going to adjust to it and then move on to whatever's coming next. What do you think? Am I off?
I think the opposite. I think it's going to be probably maybe even bigger, possibly. It's just like it's been doing nothing
you
but
think the
growing and
opposite?
taking over. Yeah,
It's
Wow.
evolving. I
Yeah.
think even just knowing the things that I'm involved in tech-wise and seeing the direction that it's going, I think it's going to go more into a consumer-driven field where it's not just solely, well, it's not solely now for entertainment, but I feel like it's highlighted more for the entertainment and exposure of it. But I feel like it's moving more in the direction of people trying to find ways to make consumers out of people for, you know, starting their own businesses more and having their own apps around certain stuff and blah, 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 blah. But right now, I think it's in a weird space where people don't know how to healthily manage this thing. It's like a vehicle and thing that's taken
So you
over.
think it's going to be greater or less 10 years from now?
I think it'll be just different. I think it's evolving in a way that the people that are going to gravitate towards it aren't going to be just this, you know, young audience that is running the ship. I think, like my generation,
But they're going
is
to be
get
older
more
in
of them.
10 years.
I know.
They're going to be in their 20s.
But I also
Let's say they're
see-
10 now.
Yeah, you're right.
They're going to be in their 20s.
You know, it actually does make me wonder, though, because the kids that are being born with an iPad in their hand and, you know, watching kids play instead of actually playing themselves, we've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know where that's going,
But
you know?
But let me just manage the poll.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be worse?
yeah. I think a lot because of a lot of the clickbaity stuff that people are doing in order to get looks is what's running it to me. You know, and it's and
That's what's scary about it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hope I really hope you're wrong.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. I hope you're right. I just think it's not gonna be. It's gonna be a social media called something different in 10 years.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
You posted something. Somebody with the show posted something today about social media dragging us down to the lowest common denominator, and it just makes me want to reiterate that. What you just said makes me want to reiterate that because, I mean, I think nothing has had a more profound effect on loosing the native stupidity of human beings like TikTok, Instagram, all the social media stuff. It's remarkable.
Incredible.
It is remarkable. Like if you give it a place to ferment and grow, it takes on a life of its own.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the scary thing to me, though, is that I can't see a force strong enough to stop it yet or to shift its course or to, make it healthier. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's hard to see an end in sight like Aaron's talking about. And that's the scary part.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And you guys tell me if you disagree. Now I'm not recommending this wholesale, but I'm going to make an analogy, and just bear with the analogy. It's a little cliche, but here it is. They don't have the same TikTok problem in China because it's curated, and they don't allow their children. Again, just bear with the analogy. They don't allow their children access or exposure to a lot of the craziness. In fact, TikTok in China, as I understand it, is much more positive and
Wasn't it
affirmative.
started there?
Yeah, that's who created it. Chinese company. So it's positive. It's blah blah blah. They dumped the crap here.
It's like we're the dump for TikTok.
Yeah, am I right?
Yeah.
They dumped the
what it
crap
sound like.
here, but they keep the positive and the affirmative and blah 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 way about TikTok for their
That's
children.
the focus over there.
So I'm saying at some point, the analogy is made to make this point. At some point, the government is going to have to say to these companies, you got to stop.
There's some limitations that we got.
You are killing democracy. You're killing the ability of people to be citizens, to be empathetic. Because the sort of natural proclivity for mess, gossip, stupidity, you're exacerbating
I felt like that about reality TV before social media came, and now it's even worse.
How could you not? Except the difference is reality TV, it has its reach and its power, but I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the room, because this is the dialogue, it has its reach and its power with a certain segment of the population.
You're right.
Social media touches everybody.
I would argue, though, there's so many different types of reality because you got the Kardashians, then you got stuff like Real Husbands of Hollywood and Real Housewives, and then you got, your reality shows
Here's my
around
pushback.
Gator Boys.
Here's my pushback. All right? Here's my pushback. And I don't know if this is true, but you'll get the point. I don't see Obama watching.
Me neither.
Who
knows?
No, I know we don't know, but just
Okay.
go with me. I don't see Obama watching what you call reality TV.
Okay.
But we know he does Twitter. So even if I'm wrong about the details, you get the point I'm making.
I do.
It touches everybody. And I think at some point, they're never going to control themselves. And we're going to have to say, in the same way we said to cigarette companies, the same way we say to oil companies and fossil fuel companies, what you're doing is having a deleterious effect on our citizenry. We can't continue to be a country,
A civilized
functions
country, yeah.
if you just have unbridled access to the power that you've been given. You've mishandled this power.
Yeah, I agree on that.
I mean, if anybody agrees,
No,
please.
I agree on that
I
for
agree.
sure.
'Cause this is
It'll
like-
take something like that because I feel like what we're seeing on social media, there's so many more of those people out there than the ones that actually get it.
And that's what I'm saying. I can't see
It needs a government type of body to
minority
control it.
overpowering the majority of what's going on right now because it's so massive and it's moving so fast and growing so rapidly. It's crazy. Like every day we hear something new that years ago would have been mind-blowing to us that we're starting to get more and more numb to.
And that is a problem.
That's a real problem.
That's a
We're going to look
problem.
up and there's going to be all kind of stuff happening and
And nobody
one day
even care.
nobody
Nobody even care.
Alien walking down the street. Oh,
No, not alien.
Be on TikTok.
Half the people in the city are dead
and nobody
because of climate change. And people, well, they died if they drowned, you know. And now back to the video of the thing sucking up
because it's just
eggs.
a scroll on a screen.
Because
for
it's
you.
just a scroll on the screen.
That's humans in general. That's why laws were made. That's why, you know, governments were put in place, because we can't be trusted as a human race to just have our free will and to just
I agree with
do right.
Not
with
always.
that.
And we
not as a whole, collectively.
Yeah, liberty and freedom and all that's wonderful. But there's a limit.
We definitely love crossing limits,
there's
too.
a limit. You want to say something? You look like
Well, I was just thinking, like, do you think there's hope in the current youth going through this as they become adults and parents, that they are going to put restrictions on it for their children, having seen how detrimental it's been? So
They
like,
don't know any different.
well,
It's
I don't
not
know.
detrimental
I
to
think
them.
they do. I think to some extent, maybe not
What
the
do you
children,
think?
but yeah, the
I wanna
parents
know
of
his take.
tomorrow.
Is he allowed to talk?
Give him a mic. Give him a mic.
Come on, Noah. Let's hear from
we
Noah.
gotta-
Come
yeah,
on,
we-
Noah.
We got an intern in the building that's going to offer insight. He's the youngest in the room.
Okay, he's talking. Hold
I
on.
definitely think that like I will let my kids like have it at like certain points, but not as much as I was on it. I definitely
you
grew up.
recognize
I was born in 2001, so I grew up and went through like the COVID thing and the pandemic and everything. It definitely got worse as I got older, but now I'm like I don't need it, and neither will my kids if I have any.
Come on, man. Let's see.
I love that. That was a
good.
very mature answer,
That
too.
gives me
Hope.
hope. I needed to hear that.
Thank you, Lord.
Like, no, I'm dead at.
I'm dead
Dead
serious, too.
serious.
Because
Dead serious. Because my sense of the world is, what in the world?
shout out to your parents, because I feel like that has to do something with how you was raised, because there's a lot of kids out here that I know don't see the value in that. Because even like for somebody that is a consumer of it, you got to be aware of what stuff is doing to you. And if you're not, you'll let anything happen to you.
I don't think a lot of people are aware.
That's the problem. I'm like, yikes. Like, y'all don't see that y'all spend majority of y'all time staring at this screen than focusing on what's really going on in the world. Like, that's a problem in so many different ways.
I think people are so used to being consumers and receiving that they uncritically consume. And they don't track what it's doing to them.
And it becomes their subconscious.
Until it becomes way too late. You know?
It's hard to undo stuff that you spend years
But I
producing.
cut you off, though. You were,
No, you're good. I was just, I just want to get to the point in about like just generations here, and that I don't think everyone is completely oblivious. I do think people are seeing that this is detrimental, and they're starting to put these kind of restrictions on their children and talking about how they. Because I mean, look, I'm 35. A lot of people who are having kids right now, and they're asking these questions. Like,
I really am the oldest person in this
yeah,
room.
well,
Keep
but
going.
they're literally having kids right now. I'm like, and I'm asking them like, what are you going to tell them? What do you want to tell them now, facing the reality as you see it, and what you've seen with social media, and you know, and a lot of the messages has been connection and empathy. They're like, I will teach my kids to empathize and actually speak to people directly instead of through these digital channels. And I've heard this through multiple different parents, new parents, and I'm like, so to me that gives me hope. And again, it could just be the circle I'm in, but the conversation's being had. We're having it here, and it's happening outside. And I think a lot of people are like, we have to push against this thing because it's going to devour our children otherwise.
Yeah, like we got to get control over it. It's not that we got to wipe the whole thing out. It's just we have to have some sort of control because it's out of control right now.
Let me give you an example. Not just the one we did on another show with the AI, but if you go like on TikTok, at least what I call black TikTok. I don't know if this happens in white TikTok. Racial, sorry people. But on black TikTok, check this out. On black TikTok, you have like they're in their 20s, like 20s, and they sleep on TikTok.
Huh?
What?
Right? You see this? If you're on TikTok,
And they're getting paid.
They're on panels.
Are they getting paid?
I don't know, I'm assuming they're on panels, right? So it's like six people on
I'll
the
get on
screen,
TikTok tonight if they be paying people to sleep on TikTok.
And then they talk. It's like having a sleepover
on TikTok.
On TikTok. And people will watch it. They will watch people sleep.
I think we cannot underestimate what amuses and intrigues the next person.
Can you explain this?
Like,
can anybody?
I can't.
Why the hell would you watch somebody sleep? Go, please.
It's the same reason a kid is watching somebody play with toys that they never can touch.
I want to say that I think it started out with like YouTube. People started to watch commentary on certain things, like video games and other things.
Just voiceovers of whatever they're
voiceovers,
watching. Okay.
whatever. And I think it's just gotten out of, like, it's blown out of proportion. Right? I think that's like where it comes from. I think like I think people try to connect instead of face to face and interaction. You do it through a screen because it's easier. Because it is where it's like you're just receiving. You don't have to. You're not talking to them, but they're talking to you.
Right.
Right. So it's a weird interaction between like the viewer, because like the person who creates stuff is always like, oh, you guys are the greatest, you know, blah blah blah. Thank you for supporting, and you feel like
and don't even know,
and you feel
none of
like
these people.
and you don't know that, you know, that maybe some people have done some bad things or maybe done great things. You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know. Yeah.
You don't know.
So
everyone,
so this started in gaming.
It's part of
people
probably a major
watching
part
gaming.
of it. Yeah, I mean that's a major part.
And then Vine took off, and that kind of got everyone's
Tumblr.
interaction into swiping, and Tinder as well, swiping again.
Tumblr used to be good for porn.
Really, I didn't know that.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
I mean, and then like Instagram started to happen, and then you got I remember a lot of like vlog channels started to happen, and then that kind of got people like into 2016, and Vine started to slowly die, and then people started to move to YouTube and start doing the new trend. In a couple episodes ago, you guys talked about like what is the new trend and what I don't remember her name, the girl that is on TikTok Live.
Stuff.
Yeah.
She's acting like an AI or whatever. I think they're just finding the new thing to make money off.
Everybody's searching for the new thing.
Everything.
That's what's become popular, is finding what barrier hasn't been broken or what somebody hasn't done before that you can record and take claim for it being yours. Like viral dances are that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Tyler, go
Well,
ahead.
I was going to say, like, do you think there is an endless novelty? Or is there a point where everything just becomes so mundane where there's nothing new anymore? Like, what there's
That's
nothing...
We used to think that was possible,
Well,
but
yeah,
now it's
but-
like...
That's what I think is going to get to.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get to.
Where we just get bored.
I'm hoping it gets to the place
I hope it taps out.
where we have seen so much that it's like, you know, people kind of
Right.
get. It's like MySpace, right?
Ready for something
People kind of
new.
get tired. We got over MySpace,
And that's what I was going to bring up.
You know, but listening, Aaron kind of has me concerned because it could be social media could become more devious, more deceptive, more beautiful in its ability to be evil.
And humans are so capable of curating almost anything that we don't know what somebody may come up with. And that's the, I think, intrigue and the pull for people, is that they're curious to know, what are they going to want to do? What's about to happen next? What's going to be the new thing next? Let me look for it. Let me see what it is. You know
So
what I
many
mean?
people are out there just doing a bunch of dumb stuff that we don't even see right now, and just seeing what sticks. And we're seeing the ones that are sticking.
That are
but there's
actually
so many
sticking.
more people doing so many dumb things.
I've been in that world. When Vine first started, I was a part of that community that was with like kids that were every single day would sit around all day trying to come up with something that nobody else has done before. And I got sick of it within the first couple of weeks. But at the same time, I still know people that started the same time that I did that are living off of that still. And I can't imagine what their brain process is like at this point of spending all day, every day, trying to be something new. And that is, to me, something that gets extremely
Well, that's
exhausting.
why, if I may, that's why your generation and the one after you are depressed. That's why you have anxiety. That's why you have all these mental health issues, because when you're constantly trying to outdo yourself,
That's exactly what
you know
it
what I'm
is.
saying? You're trying. That's why if you think of celebrities and musicians, sometimes they never get to the second album because they're trying to beat the first one, as opposed to just trying to
Progress. Just keep progressing.
manifest.
Manifest.
Whatever's there is there, and if
Yeah.
it hits, it hits. It doesn't.
Do it again then.
But
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at that your generation and the one after you, particularly, have more mental health issues than any other generation that we've ever produced. Because Friedrich Nietzsche said this. This is a great quote by Nietzsche. Nietzsche said that all success is failure as soon as it succeeds. So all success is failure as soon as it succeeds. So as soon as you've done it, it's done. And if you look at success a certain way, the burden is what? To do it again.
Do it again, yeah.
So wrapped up in every success is a seed
A follow-up.
of failure, not
Yeah.
follow-up, failure.
No, of a need to feel like you
and
have
that
to follow up.
feeling, if you're not careful, can override the feeling of
The
success.
actual success.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lot of what's happening.
You're right.
And I mean, good Lord.
It's scary
Can
when you
imagine
really break
being-
it down.
Can you imagine being 15 right now?
That's what I was thinking. Like 10 years from now, the
thank
15-year-olds are going to be adults making real life decisions affecting our real country, democracy,
25 years old.
people. Yeah, and like I said, I prayed, like you said, it taps out and it gets to a point where people are like, all right, we've seen enough. You know what I mean? Let's go back to life. But I don't know.
Whoa, that was profound. We got to stop with that. Let's go. Put that under the screen. We don't usually put his quotes under the screen.
No.
We're going to put your quote under the
Let's
screen.
go back to life.
Let's go back to life. That's it, because we've gotten away from it.
When I watch movies, I was watching. I went on a Disney trip this month or this weekend. I watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids again. I watched 101 Dalmatians. I watched Flubber, and I literally was watching them, and I was thinking to myself, "Wow, what a simpler time in life." I'm looking at the kids and what they're doing. I'm looking at the adults and what they're concerned about. It looked like it was so much safer and peaceful, and even though stuff is still happening in the world, everybody just looked healthier in the movies. You know what I mean? Like the problems were justified.
Can I push back?
You know what I mean?
And yet, we said that it was the most dangerous time to be alive.
Because it was to us at the time.
And some of that is true now.
I'm listening.
Some of what we're saying is a bit hyperbolic.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit.
The difference is, they have tools that reach so far into their lives that they cannot avoid it.
Yeah, it affects them too much.
We just cut the damn TV off.
Yeah,
Send you outside.
yeah.
Right? Am I right?
used to be outside, yeah.
Cut the damn TV off. Now,
Okay, that's on your phone.
it's in your phone. The moment this became the preeminent way for us to be entertained
Changed everything.
is when one day, see if you agree and disagree and just tell me what you think. Sorry, audience, we're in it now.
Yeah, we've been on this.
This is good.
Still,
No,
I think
no,
the
Wait,
first story.
one day, the world will not celebrate Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniacki. Am I saying his last name right? I think
Close
so.
enough.
Woz,
Close enough,
whatever it is.
yeah.
Woz. One day, the world will say, this is where we went wrong. The smartphone. And I'll tell you why.
It's not natural.
Because this is becoming and is a delivery system of a lot of things that's ruining, I think, the country and human beings generally. The moment we made it so easy
And that's
and
a
allowed
necessity.
it to reach so far, you can't avoid that phone.
It has to be a part of your life for you to be functioning in society nowadays.
You literally can't do anything without that phone. Am I wrong? What can you do without the phone?
You probably
Tell
can't
me.
even call half of the people you know. without your phone because you don't know their numbers.
I don't know any numbers. Oh, wait. You ready?
Probably your mom's number growing up.
That's my neighbor across the street.
Growing up.
My best friend Lee's number next door. Because I had to dial the damn number.
I remember them from back in the day. I remember numbers from
on the
growing up.
phone.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I remember my home number from when I was like
Wait.
10.
You ready?
Yeah.
Condemn me for this. I don't know my own son's number.
Yeah.
I have 2 sons. I don't know their numbers.
Not by heart.
I don't know their numbers.
Because you know you don't need to.
I know Lee's number for
40 years.
40 years ago. But I don't know my own damn son's number. And I got 2 of them. People, I
That
deserve
is
to
an
be
issue.
condemned. Condemn me, people. In the chat. Get me.
But think about somebody who's as aware, grounded, understanding, intelligent that you are. For you to even be a victim of that, it lets you know why majority of society is the way that it is.
Yeah.
Because most people don't have the awareness, they don't have the intelligence, they don't even have the willpower to fight the force that is at hand.
And clearly, I don't have it either, since I don't know their numbers.
I mean, I've started to make more of an effort to try to, but when you know you don't have to, it's hard to do something you know you don't have to do.
So again, let me ask y'all this. We're off the rail. You'll have to edit this. What do y'all think about this thing?
Too involved in our lives.
I think of it as the world. That's the world in our palms.
Yeah.
It can make you a millionaire. It can make you broke. It can make you depressed. It can make you happy. It can make you do all kinds of things that aren't natural. Life is supposed to make you feel those things. People are supposed to make you feel those things. We've allowed it to be a device in technology because we want things to always be easier. And easier isn't always better, and we know that.
It connects us to everything but the moment.
Yeah.
It connects us to all things but now, and it removes us from the now, and it keeps us absorbed in this space, and you forget what it's like to sit and just be with yourself, be with others.
Have you seen those pictures of like when LeBron hit his shot
Well,
and then David
I'm gonna hear
Beckham
what
this
he
weekend? I'm
thinks.
going to go on that.
This is good.
It is.
I think that Steve Jobs didn't plan for this to happen. I think that his idea of the phone was a great idea. A+. Changed the world forever. But I think a lot of people took advantage of that and started making money off of technology and started to employ social media into the
mix.
thing. And started to show everyone's perfect life and what they do, rappers, singers, artists, whoever you are, you can now see that. And I think going back to your last point, why Gen Z is so depressed and so, so not good is because I think all of us see those people's lives and are like, why don't I have that?
Right.
Because it's like, why can't I have that? And I don't think that Gen Z is very good at putting in the work to do that. I think there are some of us who are really good at it, really trying.
Yeah.
But now that you have this device, what can show you anything you want in the world.
But hold on. Let me push back on 2 things, right? Push back on 2 things. Here's the first thing. The reality is, no matter, in some cases, preferably not yours, but in some cases, no matter how much work you put in, you still won't have the life you see on your phone. Because that's not the
That ain't your life.
That ain't the nature of living in life.
And it ain't
it may not be
yours.
your journey.
It's not
You
your
may have to
life.
deal with cancer and divorce and all of that, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first pushback, right?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people think exactly, and I know how you meant it, but let's deal with how you expressed it. A lot of people deal with the notion of, well, I'm doing this and this and this and this, so I should have these outcomes. That ain't how it works.
You came from somewhere different. You look different. You sound different. You are different.
And that ain't how it works,
That ain't
right?
how it go.
Here's the other thing. I think you're right about what Jobs and Woz
intention.
wanted to do. But the point I'm making is I think the narrative, when we look back on it, I think we will, now the narrative is all positive. But I think when we look back on it, we're going to have to admit
We messed up.
that these phones may not have changed the world, but in fact, they may have ruined a certain part of it. And ruin can be changed. And I'm wondering how we will negotiate both those things. Because there are obviously certain benefits to these
Absolutely.
things, right? Obviously.
Or else
You
we
know,
wouldn't
listen, I can scan something without even leaving the couch. It's a great thing. But I think the narrative will be more critical.
The regulations.
I think it's going to be a little more critical. And I'm not criticizing jobs and WAS.
It's not on them.
No, I'm saying, like and it's to your point, they gave us something, and then we went crazy.
Want the best of Maury? Kevin, you are not.
Want the best of the Steve Wilkos show? Would you take Dave back if you left Katie?
Want the best of Jerry Springer?
Just download Nosey on your mobile device or stream it on Pluto TV, Samsung TV, or the Roku channel. Until next time, America.
It's just like Oppenheimer. I saw Oppenheimer. They described what he did as Einstein literally told him, you gave them the weapon to destroy themselves. You have to understand what's going to come with that. And I think when Steve Jobs came up with this, if he had maybe an expert philosopher or psychologist that was working alongside him on the effects that it could potentially have, maybe he would have been able to see this down the road, maybe. Yeah. But at the time, when you're so focused on just the positives, we don't know, like I talked about, the willingness or lengths that humanity is willing to push certain things until it happens. That's part of being human.
Can I amend my statement?
Go for it.
Because I'm philosophically, I'm a pragmatist, which means that I'm always, in the presence of better information, I'm always willing to amend myself. So here's what I think, just in a small conversation. Maybe jobs and WAS are not the problem. Maybe what they
I think people are the problem.
Maybe what they did wasn't the problem. Zuckerberg is the problem.
Social media is the problem.
Zuckerberg is the problem.
Noah
right?
proofs.
Because Noah affirms this. It's got to be right, right? Because and think about this. Because let's just go there.
This is the episode now.
This is the whole thing. Because his intentions were born out of something negative. He basically stole the idea.
Yeah, and this is...
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy,
So this thing is created out of this cesspool of personal
Theft.
whatever he's going through. And then it turns into whatever it is now. And then it morphs into, other people trying to mimic the success. And my point is, maybe I need to indict the right people. I started off by indicting Jobs
Steve
and Woz,
yeah.
who created the phone. It's the app.
They were coming up with all kinds of ways to try to do this. You like you said, MySpace. There was different ways that they were trying to do something like this. The reason why I think MySpace started to fail was because something better came along in the eyes of, the general public.
Until we found out it ain't.
And then we found out it ain't.
Because there are a lot of people longing to go back to MySpace.
I would love to go back to that.
Right? A lot of people say, bring back MySpace. It was so simple. Yeah, we thought Facebook was great.
But that's human nature.
Then we
it's
thought
for us to push
Instagram was
limits.
great, and then...
Like part of being, we're the dying ones, but we're also the ones that are going to push everything as far as it can go, whether it be good, bad, indifferent, left, right.
But you said it earlier. We can't be trusted.
We can't be trusted with that. You can't give us something to kill ourselves with and expect somebody out there not to kill themselves with it. That's just the way that it is.
Yeah.
I don't like it. That's just the way that it has been. In the history of life, that is how it's been. I look back when I went to Italy and I saw what the Romans were really doing, and I walked around the Sistine Chapel and saw all the artwork and stuff that was going on. I was like, yeah, this is beautiful, but my God, this is horrifying. When you actually look at what the drawings and the sculptures are of. They're killing babies. They're killing whole villages. It was ruthless back then. That's where we come from as humans. That's humans.
Yeah.
Same people we are today. And I think since then we have been trying to find ways to make this experience whoever's agenda, whoever creates whatever they create, they might have their agenda for doing it, but human nature has a tendency to always take it too damn far.
Yeah. What are we doing with this episode?
I think we done the episode at this point.
Bring us home, Sean.
Okay.
Give us something to stand on.
Don't bring us home, Sean.
No, this is your wheelhouse, Mr. Philosopher.
No. Well, part of being a philosopher is that to know when you don't have answers.
Yeah, and that's
I'm not
subject
Jesus,
to this whole episode, I think.
right? And it's to accept. I'm going to do exactly what I want social media to do, and that is to accept my limits. And the limit is, I don't know how this is fixed. I think it's got to be regulated.
We just got hope.
And and that means that we do our part and pray that we can believe the rest of the way. So listen, everybody, all that to say, just monitor what you're doing and what you're allowing all this to do to you. And if you're not tracking what it's doing to you, then you're already a victim. If you're unaware of how you're responding and how much you're consuming, then they already got you. So don't sit around and talk about racism and sexism and heterosexism and age, all the isms, and then you forget that technology is just as corrosive, especially in the digital world. So track all that stuff. I'm not saying we don't, but make sure. I had somebody say to me, and then we'll be done. I had somebody say to me, Dr. Shard, you say you're a capitalist. It's awful, blah, blah, blah. And I said, what's in your pocket? And he pulled out an iPhone. I said, how you a damn socialist with an iPhone? Yeah. And you participate in the same economy that I am. Just track yourself, okay? And love yourself more. That's a good place to end.
It is a good place.
See you next time.
The content on McMillan and Morrow is provided as commentary on news and current events for entertainment purposes.
Hey, everybody on the YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you see, make sure you like and comment and share, because we got to spread the joy, people. That's how it goes. See you next time.